First off, this is a voltage booster for your circuits that you want to make to boost from a single AA or preferably two AA batteries to 5 volts, power your simple Arduino board or PIC or whatever type of circuit you're running on. Of course, it's good for LEDs, which need less than 5 volts, and it's designed to either clip into a breadboard, real simple. You can wire it in directly to your circuit if you wanted to use it that way. So here's the circuit that I was talking about. That's the prototype version that I made to come up with the idea. And it's got a little pin on the back side so you can slip it into the breadboard like I mentioned. So like here's an example where we have a bunch of components, and you could just clip that right in there, and then you would be able to power that circuit. So let's just show you what we can do here. We've got two AA batteries, and they are pretty fresh, so we got 1.39 volts coming in. So together that's 2.8 basically. We're going to connect the multimeter to the circuit board. And then we're going to put power into it. So right now we're not seeing any readings. That's because there's a handy switch on the back. And boom, we're getting 5 volts out. So not too surprising, it does what I explained to you that it would. Let's change this a little bit. Put it onto this circuit board here that I showed you earlier. And let's see here. There you can see that it's able to light up quite a few LEDs. I actually had more there, but I've been taking them away from this project to build other projects. But let's stop for a minute and see what kind of amperage we're able to pull. Okay, so we can go up to 200 milliamps there. And we will plug in our multimeter. And there you can see that we're able to output 155 milliamps with that number of LEDs pulling. So, you know, it's not a circuit designed to provide full amps of power, but it's certainly good enough to power a microcontroller, LEDs, something that's then going to power relays. So, not bad really. And we'll turn that power off. Disconnect it. So, why bother with the using AA's when, you know, we can simply use a 9 volt and the standard 7805 voltage regulator and easily do the same thing? Well, the difference here is a 9 volt doesn't have the same amperage life that AA's have. You might only get half of amp hour out of 9 volt, while a AA would give you 2 amp hours. So it is better life for the batteries that you might be wanting to use for your project. You're going to be able to build the circuit for fairly close to the same price, so there's not like a big price difference. And for myself, I have a heck of a lot more AA batteries floating around my house, powering you know, TV remotes and Wii game controllers, etc., etc. And I don't have a lot of 9-volt batteries, so I'm really not a big fan of the 9-volt. It's simple and easy to use for your projects, but this isn't all that complicated. There's one main IC component right here, and the rest are a couple of very inexpensive resistors and capacitors with one small inductor. So it's not like it's all that complicated or expensive a switch to go to this other style of power supply for your projects.